like this huge gap right here. I'm like, yeah, this is fine. This is totally fine. This is not fine. All right, I hear you guys. I've seen the posts, I've read the conversations. Petsmart just came out with some tarantula specific enclosures, which is kind of a big deal because the tarantula people, we always get overlooked, especially by the big name companies. We have a terrestrial option and we also have an arboreal option. And it looks like these will be retailing for $40 each. Before I completely get into it, I just want to say a couple things. One, I recognize that Petsmart, not the most ethical. A lot of people have a lot of issues with them, especially when it comes to sourcing their animals, the information they give out about the animals. A lot of the products they make are just not even safe. I'm talking about hamster cages, betta kits, hermit crab kits. So yeah, I'm sure you can understand. I was a little worried when I saw that they have tarantula specific enclosures. I'm not sure how suitable these are going to be for tarantulas. I personally am a fan of critter keepers and Petsmart sells those, and those seem to be actually less expensive than this. So I don't know, I'm really curious to compare. And if I do like these, then we will rehouse some tarantulas into them today. Having said all that, Nibbles, not with these glasses. Nibbles is still available, but only for a short time. So if you want to get Nibbles, you have to pre-order her ASAP. We only have a couple weeks left and then she will be gone forever. So this is Nibbles, my OBT. You can see she's a little devil and she's feeling very festive for Halloween this year. Yeah, there's only a couple weeks left and I can't believe it's almost Halloween, which is exciting, but also really sad because October went by way too fast. We're already like halfway through. What? All right, so I will say one of the reasons why I'm very hesitant right off the bat is I think you have to build these, and I immediately think back to the Zilla enclosures that are held together by rubber bands and how that went over, which was not well, long term anyway. Anytime you get an enclosure that you have to assemble, that's not something like held together with like, you know, nails and screws and stuff like these custom reptile habitats. Those things are sturdy AF. I don't know. And I think it even says, caution, never try to move a full or partially full terrarium. So the fact that it says do not move a full or partially full terrarium, that really just brings me right back to those Zilla enclosures held together by rubber bands. It was so sketchy. Every time I would pick one up, it felt like they were gonna fall apart, as opposed to something like this. I can pick it up off the shelf. It's sturdy. It's not, you know, I have to pick these up and move them to like clean them and feed them and stuff like that. They're stackable, you know, but what's interesting is these are also advertised to be stackable, but if it's also on the same token telling you to never move a full or partially full terrarium, how is that going to work? Oh, it's very light. I will say it's very, very light. Okay, so this is how thick the acrylic is. I almost want to compare it to like a tarantula cribs just to kind of see the difference here. Okay, this is the Petsmart thickness and then this is the tarantula cribs thickness. You can see this enclosure is a pretty small enclosure too. The bigger they make them, the thicker they are. So this is just a little cube enclosure. And then on top of it, these are warp and scratch resistant. This isn't, as far as I can tell. There's nothing advertised for that, so this might warp. I feel like even if I don't like it, maybe I should test it though, just because like maybe it should be like documented just in case. I don't know. Lots of packaging. Why do they have to be like assemble it yourself? Why did they do that? I don't understand. Like I'm thinking about other acrylics, like even like Herb Cult and stuff, they come assembled. So like why would Petsmart have you assemble it yourself? They could easily sell it already assembled. And they have other enclosures there that you could use for tarantulas already assembled, like Critter Keepers and Exoterra, stuff like that. So this is kind of weird. This is the base. Let's just keep in mind, I am going to be biased here. I am going to be comparing them to tarantula cribs in my head. That's what I use. So I'm automatically just going to be comparing it. It seems pretty simple, I guess, to put together. Oh, that's super weird. Okay, so it connects on the outside, not the inside. I just always see like something in pieces and get overwhelmed. And I'm just going to guess you just shove these little plastic things in this, right? Yeah, all right. That's not too bad, actually. It's definitely more, okay. It's definitely more sturdy than the rubber band enclosures, but no, okay. Yeah, this one doesn't really line up very well. So that is an issue if it doesn't line up perfectly. Because like, see how it's kind of off a little bit? That's kind of a little doo-doo. See, what the heck? Is this user error or is this just not lining up correct? Like I cannot get this in, it's just not lined up. But this one is, so there's like no way around it. Maybe I'll use a different divot thing or whatever this is. Yeah, that's not going in, dude. That is just not gonna work, so. Okay, moving on. No, okay, all right, it goes this way for sure. All right, this one, oh my God, look. What even happened? I didn't even do anything. What the heck? I didn't even do anything. And I don't know what happened there, but okay. Yeah, dude, there's just no working around that. All right, that's what I was worried. That's literally what I was thinking. I knew that the video was gonna go like this as soon as what the heck? I'm being completely honest here. Like, look at this. I don't know. Okay, so this must be the lid. And it just goes on like this. Okay. I will say these thingies definitely seem more solid than the rubber band thingies with the Zillas, but it's still a little sketchy. A little sketchy. And then it does have a magnet top, you can see kinda. But it's like really, really small magnets. What makes me nervous is how thin this lid is and how little these magnets are, plus it's not warp proof. I mean, I'm just literally grabbing a random lid to compare. Look at the thickness comparison. And again, and then look at the magnet size. So that's the Terrestrial one. Let's just go ahead and do the Arboreal one really quick too. We'll say I do think I might like the Arboreal one better. This looks like the base. This one lines up, I think. Oh, that's cool. It has a magnet, which makes it a little, you know. Uh-oh. Nope, okay, it's like this. Okay, I do like this Arboreal one better, actually. This could definitely work. $40 though. I mean, acrylic is expensive. It really is. Oh, this isn't one even, uh-oh. This one doesn't want to connect. There we go. I still don't understand though why they didn't just sell them assembled, and like then they could have been more sturdy. Like it just doesn't make sense to sell it in pieces like this, except from like a shipping perspective. But people really aren't going to be shipping, like buying these online as much as like I think in person going to the store. But I'm like, oh yeah, it's great, I would use it. And there's this huge gap right here. I'm like, yeah, this is fine. This is totally fine. This is not fine. What happened? Oh my God, you guys, I don't know how to fix this. I don't think I can fix this. Do you see? Look at that gap. I accidentally, fudge. This is a family-friendly channel. We say fudge. Uh-oh. So, oh, okay, I got it. See, and this is why I just really don't like assemble it yourself enclosures, because the average person, there's too much room for error. See, and I almost really liked it for a second, but now I'm just like annoyed and taking it apart. Bro, and now none of these want to fit. This is not aligned. See, it's not aligned. All right, you just kind of have to play with it sometimes. This one doesn't want to go in either. There we go. All right, better. All right, what was I saying? I don't even know what I was saying. I think if somebody went to Petsmart and they bought their first tarantula and it was an avicularia and they were looking for an enclosure to put it in, I don't think this would be a terrible idea. However, that said, I don't know how it would go over misting this because it is pretty thin acrylic, but this is way better than the Zilla Arboreal. Way, way better than the Zilla Arboreal. It opens from the top and from the side, but I'm gonna quickly put these together and then give kind of my final thoughts. I probably am not going to be using this one because it's missing one of the divots. It's just not aligned right and I couldn't get it. Something I really hate about this enclosure is the dirt gets stuck between this white part and the acrylic piece you put in. So there's really nothing you can do about that. That's kind of dumb. Unless you just fill the dirt up like this much, but that's not going to be enough for a terrestrial tarantula that needs this much space. So it says never lift up a full terrarium. I think it's okay because the base is solid at least. This is weird. If you have a tarantula toe right here, good luck. You got to watch out when you open this. Because say if you have a tarantula who's, you know, sitting on the glass as they do and its foot is right there and you open it, you're pinching its foot. I would say go with a critter keeper over this, but it works. I mean, it's got its disadvantages though for sure. Here's the Arboreal one. I wish the holes were smaller. I wish it came assembled, and I wish this dirt didn't fall between it. I wish it was a little thicker. I don't feel like this one is as bad. So I don't know who to put in it. I don't really have anybody that I want to put in this. So that's kind of my review. Are they poopy? A little. Do they work? A little. Comment down below, let me know your thoughts. If you're using one, let me know your impressions, and also let me know if warping is an issue. Like this video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're not, and you would be. Don't forget I have an Instagram I use probably way too much. It's at Tarantula.Kat. You can go follow me there. I also have a website and merch and plushies and everything. It's linked down below. Let's go ahead and get into the member picks.